talked earlier on about how AI is revolutionizing education in Nigeria. And joining us from Enugu is Chibuike Aguene. He's CEO of Build Up, the first indigenous AI software developer in Nigeria. Glad to have you join us, Chibuike.
Thank you for having me.
Good, wonderful. You said there's something special about this AI. What is it?
Yes. You know, for the first time in human history, we have an intelligent companion that can reason, that can think, and of course, that can make judgment. And I dare say, maybe sometimes reason better than us. I know this might hurt, but that is the reality that we're facing today. So this might be the greatest invention so far in human history, but we are yet to understand the magnitude of what has just happened, especially in Nigeria and, of course, Africa. AI is revolutionizing every industry. Human race, as we know it, has actually changed with artificial intelligence. So this is a new era. It's an exciting time to be alive. And what I always say is that Nigeria should not prepare for AI era. Nigeria should lead. So maybe during the mobile telephone era, we were preparing. We didn't provide leadership. Social media era, we prepared. We didn't provide leadership. This is artificial intelligence era. I think it is time for us to lead. We have once in a generation opportunity to level the playing field when it comes to access to quality education compared to what is happening maybe in the United States or China. This is our opportunity to give every child in Nigeria and, of course, Africa access to quality education without any barriers. Right. Of course, as of today, you see that there's a lot of barriers in accessing quality education. You can talk about infrastructure. You can talk about student-to-teacher ratio. You can talk about so many of them. It might take us more than 3 hours to discuss the barriers that exist in accessing quality education. But thanks to AI, all this can be in the past if Nigeria will provide the leadership. And that's exactly what we're doing as an AI startup, Build Up AI. So we have decided to take the lead because we believe that innovation is driven by young people. So we don't want to sit back and wait for United States or China to invent things for us. We decided to take that bold step to ensure that Nigeria provides the leadership that is needed in this era. And I believe strongly that we stand a chance to lead because we need that more than any other country, and of course, I dare say any continent presently. We have different challenges. So this is our opportunity for us to educate a youthful population that will not just have certificates, but will actually have the knowledge to make meaningful contribution to the world. I will say this, we need to sit and have a conversation at this time, what is artificial intelligence?
We told you that AI is revolutionizing education in Nigeria, and we're discussing with Chibuike Aguene. I have him back now. And Chibuike, I was asking you earlier on before that challenge we had with you hearing. Every student now, both in Nigeria, like I said, and over the world, can access a personal tutor, like you said, super intelligent, smart, and think independently. Yes. And one is wondering, isn't this a recipe for laziness on the part of students?
Interesting. I think this has come up a lot whenever this conversation is taking place. I think we need to reinterrogate what it means to be educated because that will help us to answer the question that you just asked. Is education going to a place called school and then getting certificate, or is it to acquire knowledge in order to solve problems? Because if it's about just to go and get a certificate, then access to additional information becomes a threat. But if education is about acquisition of knowledge to solve problems, then access to additional knowledge becomes an asset. So artificial intelligence is not going to make anybody lazy. It's going to 10x whatever capacity that we have. I'll give you a typical example. We run an AI startup. So every day we are solving problems at the office, every single day. Now, if you have maybe somebody that is a graduate and you maybe create a data set of all the information that that person have or gain throughout from primary, secondary, and university, and if there is a challenge, can that person, just that information alone, help that person to solve that problem? You will see that it's practically not possible. At that point, you need access to additional information. You need to research. So what artificial intelligence has done is to be your companion, to give you access to that information. So what would ordinarily take you maybe 3 years, you can do it in a matter of months. That is a groundbreaking innovation that is going to help humanity across every sector, not just technology. Every sector is going to be affected. I always say that the way I like to describe is that it's like human race is on a reset, and we are yet to realize that. So what I believe is that it is going to help us, because this is the right time for us to ask, what is education? And then it will now make us to rethink everything we know from the ground up. And for us to do that, we have to look at the end from the beginning. What is the very essence of education? And it's about solving problems. It's about making meaningful contributions to the society. So memorizing something and just answering that and getting marks will not help. All right? So imagine in a class now, you have a teacher to teach students, and then everything that the teacher is going to say, for example, AI can actually provide that. At your fingertips, you have access to that knowledge, right? So what is down education? That's why we need to have this conversation. Right. What is that knowledge? So the way we assess knowledge, the way we grade students, what we call maybe this person is the best in class, we need to review it in the light of what artificial intelligence is doing. Okay. So that our focus will now be on solving problems.
Okay, Chibike, let me get to you.
If it's about solving...
Yeah, well, okay. One wonders what would then happen to teachers if AI is going to say everything, but that's not where I'm going to. Where I'm going to now is helping students with disabilities access quality education. How can we achieve that in Nigeria? And then the case of students with autism as well.
Okay, that is the beauty of artificial intelligence. You can customize and train the AI depending on the student. In this case, you talk about a student with autism. So AI can definitely help. That's the beauty. You train the AI will learn and becomes better. That is the reality. Some even say, some experts argue that we've achieved the artificial general intelligence. That's when AI becomes more intelligent, or even the same with human. Some say maybe at the end of this year, some say maybe in the next couple of years. It all depends on who you listen to. But what we believe is that artificial intelligence can help no matter whether it's a slow learner, whether it's a student with disability, it's going to help.
Okay. Talking about...
And so you mentioned teachers. Teachers.
Go ahead.
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Okay. So AI is going to help teachers. It's going to empower them. We just onboarded a school last week, and then this coming week we're onboarding different schools. AI is going to empower teachers, give them 80% of their time back. And a student can accomplish what would take maybe 2 to 3 months, that's a term, in a matter of days, maybe less than a week, 2 weeks. So this is the power of AI. So teachers can have insightful feedback about different students, even before the teacher will enter the class. If a student is struggling with a concept, the teacher can get notification. This is a new era. So students can learn with the AI, while the teacher can provide guidance and mentorship. So teachers have a role to play, but the role will change.
All right. Well, I wanted to ask you just very quickly the key areas, or what can actually affect or hinder successful implementation, or otherwise, what can further it, and the key areas of development, and if you're particularly working on anything, just very briefly.
Okay. What can hinder it from experience since we unveiled our private beta is that some schools, they cannot afford the infrastructure that is needed, like you need a laptop or a tab, you need internet access, and of course you need power. But what we've done, maybe let me just say this, in the next couple of weeks, we as a startup build up a startup company. We are going to invest over the next 12 months 500 million naira to help schools to integrate AI. We are launching what we call AI in every classroom. We believe, we are betting on Nigerians. We believe in the talent of young people in Nigeria. We believe this is a chance for them to lead across different sectors in the world. And we want to place a bet on that by investing heavily to make sure that no child is left behind. Okay. And the way we want to achieve this is that we want to empower different schools. If you don't have the infrastructure like internet access, you don't have the tabs that the student can use, you don't have power, we're going to provide that. Right, to ensure that we have AI integrated in every classroom.
All right.
That is the investment that we're going to make as a contribution to the country.
All right, we'll leave it there. Chibuike Aguene, CEO of Build Up, the first indigenous AI software developer in Nigeria, discussing the future of learning, how AI is revolutionizing education here in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Chibuike.